Okay, so what I do is I look here, and you only have two things, right? Anything times 0 is 0. So you get 1 times 0, which is 0, 1 times 0, which is 0, 1 times 0, so you get 3 zeros. 1 times 1, which is a 1, 1 times 1, which is also a 1. Then I write a 0, and I get 3 zeros again, because I'm 1 all times these 3 zeros. So 0, 0, 0. And then I'm going to get two 1s. So 1 and a 1. Now instead of 1 0, I write down 2 zeros, and then I get a row of all zeros. So 0 0 0 0 0. So let's just write them down. So I have 3 zeros, 2, 3, and then I get two more zeros. So 1, 2. So I had 1 0, 2 zeros. Now I write down 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm multiplying everything by this 1 again. So again, I get 3 zeros. So 1, 2, 3. And then I get two more 1s, so 1 and 1 when I multiply. And then I add them together, so the first column is all 0, so it's 0, 0, 0. And then I get a 1. A 1 plus 1 is a 10, then plus all zeros, so I get 10, so 0 and a 1. 1 plus 1 is a 10, all zeros, still 10, so 0 and a 1. All right, 1 plus 1, again, 1 plus 1 is 10, so I get a 0 and a 1. And find 1 plus 1, just the same thing. 1 plus 1 is a 10. And so I get a 1 and a 0. And so the answer for this problem is 1 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 base 2. Right, that should equal 264 things. Okay, almost done. The last problem we want to look at is given here. And this is the challenge one. So of course I can do the one on the right. It's relatively easy. So you have 3 times 2, which is 6, 2 times 1, which is 2, and 2 times 1, which is also 2. Then I write a 0. 9 times 3 is what? It's 18. Oh, 9 times 3 is 27, right? So that's 27. And then I put a 2 here. 9 times 1 is a 9, plus 2 is 11, so I put a 1 here, and I carry the 1. And 9 times 1 is 9, and then plus 1 is a 10. I add these numbers together, so I get a 6 here, a 9 there, a 3 there, a 0 there, and a 1 there. So my answer should be 10,396. Right? You can check this on your calculator, and you'll see that it's right. Okay. Now I want to do this one over here. All right. So on this one, I'm going to move this down a little bit because you'll see that we need to do this here. Let's see. Okay, almost done. Let me just grab these and push them down. Should be able to lower these. Okay, so that looks good. Let's do this base 5. This is going to take a little bit of work. So on base 5, you start out. So I have a 2 times 3, and so I come over here. 2 times 3 is 11, so I put a 1 there, and I put a 1 up here. 2 times 2, if you look down here, it's a 4, but when you add 1 to 4, you're going to get a 10, right? So you can see 1 plus 4 is 10, so you put a 0 there and a 1 there. 2 times 4, so over 2 times 4 is a 13. When you add 1 to 13, you get a 14. And again, as long as you don't cross that threshold of 5s, you're okay. Then I write a 0. 3 times 3, well, 3 times 3 is a 14. So I add a 4 there, and I carry this 1. 3 times 2, well, 3 times 2 is 11, and I add the 1, and I get 12. And I carry the 1. And then 3 times 4, well, 3 times 4 is 22, and I add that 1 I carried, and I get 23. So far, so good. And now I have 2 zeros, so 1, 2, and I multiply everything by 3. So 3 times 3, so over here 3 times 3 is 14, so I make a 4, and I carry the 1. And then 3 times 2, well, 3 times 2 is 11. And again, I had to carry the 1, so I add the 1, and I get 12. Right, so I get another 1 there. And then 3 times 4 is 22. You add the 1, and you get 23. Right, now all I have to do is I have to add the columns. Right, so now when I add the columns, the first one's relatively simple. 1 plus 0 is going to still be 1. Second one's nice and easy too. 0 plus 4 is 4, plus 0 is still 4. And now the third one we have to be a little bit careful. So 4 plus 2, well, let's look. 4 plus 2 is 11. Right? And if 11, now I want to add 4 more. So it's like 12, 13, 14. Right, at 14, now I hit the threshold. I have to add 1 more, but I can't write 15. Right, what I have to write is 0, 2. Right, it's actually 20. Right, so the way that you count actually base 5, if you think about it, is you're going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to go 10. Right, that actually is 5 things, base 5, then 11, that's 6, 12 is 7, 13 is 8, and then 14 is 9. And once you hit 14, right, then you have to pick it up, and then you hit 20. Right, this is 2 5s, which is 10, right? Then you get 2 5s and a 1, 2 5s and a 2, 2 5s and a 3, 2 5s and a 4. Now I have 3 5s, and so on. So when you do 4 plus 2, right, so down here you do 4 plus 2 and you get 11, and then you have to add 4 to it. It goes 12, 13, 14, and you can't hit 15 because you can't use that numeral 5, so you hit 20. So I put a 0 there and a 2 up here. 2 plus 1 is obviously 3. And then 3 plus 3 is 11. And if you add 2 to 11, you get 12, 13. So you can just write down a 13 there. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3, well, 3 plus 3 is, again, 11. So I have a 1 there and a 1 there. 1 plus 2 is a 3. And you write a little 5 right down there. And so my answer is 313041 with a little 5 down there. Base 5. And that's it.